It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We're here on the patio here at Milberger's. If you have any questions while you're walking around, come on up and ask them. Or if you're listening, give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And if you are listening and if you're nearby, we are still giving away tickets to the Festival of Flowers happening Saturday, May 30th. It's from 9 to 5. Regularly, tickets are $10 and children get in for free, but you can get your chance to score a pair of tickets for free here at Milberger's. Come on up to the patio. We'll be here till 2 o'clock today.
Well, in my article on Saturday was covered they called it the drought-tolerant roses. I like to think of them as the tough modern and old-fashioned roses. These are roses that actually fit into a xeriscape, which is hard to believe. And the other thing is that they not only fit in, but they are very attractive roses. Some of them are spectacular, and they're wonderful for your landscape. And if you want a rose that's easy to take care of, these are a bunch to consider. Plus, they're almost every color that you could want. Now, Milberger's has a few of these. I went and checked.
Did you? I was supposed to do that, so I'm relying on you.
Okay, the two I saw were Martha Gonzalez and Metabolus.
Right.
Two great ones. Mark and I will talk about them a little while, but these roses are roses if you are not interested in constantly spraying or even constantly irrigating or pruning on a regular schedule. You can still cut out dead areas, and you can cut off branches that are blocking your pathways and things. But and these things will bloom. We're talking about roses that are blooming 7 or 8 months out of the year. So it's a pretty spectacular performance to consider. The two that we do here at Milberger's, we've got a pretty good selection of them, are the Metabolus. And that's a large one. And it's one I talk about a lot. Is if you want a disciplined rose in your landscape, but you want a large rose that makes a great cover for birds. Metabolus is the one, and it blooms for some years. It seems like it blooms all year, but 8 or 9 months, and they'll get to 8 feet tall if you let it, and 12 feet across. Even I've seen some of them, and then the blooms. They start off as a kind of an off yellow, and then they go through, turn a kind of a pink, and then the final color is scarlet or so. It's a darker red. But this is a tough rose. Now it's much bigger. This is the largest one of the bunch that we talk about in the column.
Blooms and size, or just size? I know it's size. It is. The Metabolus is the biggest one.
Yeah. No, it's not the largest blooms, but it's a kind of the medium-sized bloom of the category in there. And then the Martha Gonzalez is...
on the other hand.
Yeah, this is the smallest of those that we talk about. It only gets to about 3 feet tall, and it's got a. Said it was half a dollar size, and a lot of places though they're silver dollar size blooms, covered with red blooms. They also, the new foliage and stems, they have a red color, so they're very attractive. And Mark, I think the best example of the Martha Gonzalez, I know Mark and Mark is tired of me talking about the Martha Gonzalez as a traffic controller, but the place, so I've seen it in the that really does a good job of that was over there at the public TV KLRN headquarters in the parking lot, and they got these a lot of parking lots have these plant islands, and they always had Martha Gonzalez, and so and it can take the heat, in the middle of downtown and middle of a parking lot, covered with blooms, only 3 feet tall, and then we always talk about the directs traffic because it has some thorns, but they're not the kind of thorns that cause massive blood loss. So they get the job done. They're attractive and a really effective, attractive plant. And I grow them also in the landscape, so they fit that traffic. You know what I noticed, Mark? I don't know if you studied these photos in the article.
In the article?
What would you get? Do you have any? Now that I brought it to your attention here.
Yes. Normally, I would not look at just the photos. I look at your witty writing and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we rely on the newspaper and the editors to do the.
So that's not Belinda's dream. The one that he.
That. Which the second one down though? Look at.
Yeah.
That is Belinda's dream.
Right. I was going to say they mixed up the stuff here.
Yeah, and then the one above it is our kind of favorite Carefree Beauty. I take it for granted there.
So I noticed that. Now I looked at it, I go, no, that's not right. Yeah. So the Belinda's dream, much more rose-like in the tea rose sense.
Yeah, and it kind of fits the description of a floral shop.
Yeah.
Rose. It's really spectacular.
But the Carefree Beauty reminds me of the big ones back home. That would be a pink or a white, bigger ones.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I could recognize those.
Both of their plants are they don't get any much taller than 6 foot and 6 foot in diameter. But again, they're covered by blooms with 6 to 8 months out of the year. Have you ever had anybody make a rose tea from that Carefree Beauty?
No, I haven't.
They've got the really nice. What do you call those hips? Rose hips.
Right.
And You get a lot of folks like it because you get not only the blooms, but through the whole blooming period, you also get those nice big rose hips.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of the birds would prefer the rose hips that aren't quite as big as the Carefree Beauty, but these in terms of if you're into rose hip tea, they do a good job, and they're attractive plant. But we'll talk more about the article later. But you got anything else you want to bring up on that?
No, just that I like that the ones you chose in the article are basically the ones that you and I have agreed on for the past couple of years. So these are our favorites. Belinda's Dream, Carefree Beauty, Mrs. Dudley's Cross, Grandma's Yellow, Martha Gonzalez, and Mutabilis. So those are our 5, for those listening out there, those are our 5 big picks that we think will be consistently healthy and produce a lot of blooms for you.
And in the article, we also bring up our one of the past horticulturists in the San Antonio area, Steve George.
Yeah.
He had put together a earth kind rose list. Now he's got 1 or 2 of ours on there, but he doesn't have most of them. But that's another place to kind of go.
And I like that list. Like I said, he's going to go all the way down to the small bouquet little flowers like Marie Pave and Fairy is another one, and then some of these climbing roses that we haven't talked about. Now we like Lady Banksiana.
And we've got some Lady Banks here.
Yeah,
and then we got a lot of the climbing roses.
Yeah. So we haven't really mentioned the climbing roses a whole lot, but I think they included drift. Now, the drift roses have been very popular in the last couple of years. So the red drift and the white drift, or the snow drift.
And the drifts are here, too.
And the drifts are here, and that's why I say that is they become very popular. I don't know, they're drought tolerant. I just don't have a lot of experience with them. So
now we have to ask our sales manager here, Alex. Are the roses still on sale?
Yes, the hybrid roses, they're on sale. They're starting at $39.99, 25% off. So that's including modern hybrid teas, floribundas, multiflora, grandifloras, climbers, and more.
The climbers are too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wonder if all those drifts are on there for sale, on sale too.
They are part of the category of the ones mentioned. I just don't know which category. I think they're a cross between floribundas and something else.
Yeah, and the drifts are kind of looked on as a rose that's in that same tough rose category. Mm-hmm. They can put up with some challenging weather, and they can put up with they're not as bothered by pests or diseases as a lot of the fancier roses are. So great bunch of choices. We'll probably we'll also talk maybe later about the potential of the rose virus. We are lucky here in San Antonio and Salt, Texas, Central Texas area, because we are not burdened by the disease as much as they are like in North Texas and I think the number is 22 states that are really bothered by or subject to that rosette virus, and not much action. We'll describe the symptoms for you, and but the only treatment so far is to dig out the roots and pull the plant, put them in the garbage bag, and send them off to the garbage, to the dump. You don't even want to put them in the. And I really always hesitate to say don't put them in the compost pile, but in this case, you want them in safely in a rubber sack and off to the dump.
What makes, I guess, South Texas a little less likely for that disease to happen?
No, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. A couple theories. The vector maybe is not as popular. The vectors are these little plant hoppers and clear wing hoppers, very small sucking insects. It may be that the known vectors are not as populous in the south as up and further up in the Metroplex area. Another theory is that there is some weather conditions that may be a detriment to the virus.
And notice
in South Texas, not North Texas.
I notice I'm knocking on wood this whole time here. Whatever the reason is, we are blessed with that.
Yeah.
And so go ahead, Mark. That's
no. That's the two main theories. Or the other one is say that we instituted quarantine at the right time, and so that there's very limited North Texas roses coming to South Texas, and we're pulling them from clean, quote, air quotes, clean nurseries.
Well, as long as we talked about it, we may describe the symptoms too, because we did have one person bring in some symptoms. It turned out that Mark did an analysis of the symptoms and looked at the photos and determined that. Well, I was thinking, was that was the oak wilt? Was that?
No. That was the one we're looking at, and the leaves were a bit chlorotic. There were some necrotic wilting leaves, but there were other leaves that looked just fine. And I think said there weren't as many blooms.
Was it a Mutabilis?
Yeah, there you go. We couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah.
He didn't remember what it was.
Because the Mutabilis does have smaller leaves, and they do quite often have that red tone when the new foliage comes off. Yeah. So if it's in a stressed situation like our weather, you could have something that would make you a little nervous, but it was not as garish as we'd expect from.
I didn't think it was. Well, I didn't think it was Mutabilis, but you're absolutely right. When you see the rosette, it is unmistakable. The ends are gnarly, garish, thorny. Now these had some excessive thorns, but not too many. So there had lots of little symptoms, but nothing that we could point to directly saying that that's rosette on it. And I had my doubts.
What is that flush of garish growth that called that comes up on the rosette?
Yeah, I don't know. There is a special name for that.
Yeah.
Now, on pecans, we have something called a witch's broom.
That's what they called on the roses.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Pecans and hackberries on the East Coast, they developed this. And again, it's viral. And viral or nutritional. I think it's a combination of both. And then it produces this mass of twigs. Now, in the case of the hardwoods, no, they don't have any thorns, but it is a mass of twigs.
Yes.
Now, if you want more information, get that article in the Express News on Saturday's newspaper, my column, and we do describe the disease. And even more information, some photos of the disease is available in Neil Sperry's Lone Star Gardening, which we recommend quite often as a good general text for gardeners, especially folks that have just moving into this area. We've got this wonderful place to garden, but it's also a challenging place to garden. And if you've got Lone Star Gardening by Neil Sperry, it helps you take advantage of the positive features, but also address some of the issues. And he covers the whole state, so he does have the photos and a pretty good description of the rosette virus in his book, Neil Sperry's Lone Star Gardening.
I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, prior to Mother's Day, you had asked, what are some books that a person left me? One of them I mentioned I said Neil Sperry's book. Well, I couldn't remember the title, so Kevin brought it in. So that's one. Another one I like is Trees, Shrubs, and Vines of the Hill Country by Jan Reed, and that is a Texas A&M publication.
All right. Well, just as a reminder, we are still giving away Festival of Flower tickets. Coming up to the patio, we'll be here till 2. Give us a call at 210-308-8867 with any questions. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Looking ahead at the weather this next week, looks like we have some more chances of rain coming up. So that should be...
Yeah, some of them are pretty
high. I'm seeing 70% throughout Tuesday night.
Talking about 4 or 5 inches of rain potential. Man. Although we've been subjected to those kind of diagnoses for all spring, and we did have one that really did turn out to be 7 inches, but a lot of the others never materialized. So hopefully we'll get 3 or 4 inches would be nice over a few days. We don't want floods, but we want...
Yeah. I'll take 2 inches every other day. That would be my choice.
There was some interviews with farmers on the television news the other day, and they wanted... of course, farmers are always this way, you know. Yes, that rain we had was wonderful, but we need it every. We need 2 inches every other week or 2 inches every week to make it ideal for our crop production. But it was just kind of like, they retreat into the. You can't ever say yes, it's perfect out there. Of course, I've
you never would want to do that as a farmer.
Well, you, I guess, with your experience with forestry too, is the same. What I was faced the same thing with my peach orchard. It was never. You got the rain you needed, then you would get a unscheduled freeze or something would come forward or a new bunch of insects that you didn't expect. So there's always something in a horticulture or agricultural production to make it harder, challenging. Well, gosh, look at all those lanterns.
I know. I'm looking at a lot of everything we have. Just an abundance of color.
Now, what did we determine these were? These mum-like flowers.
Oh, I was supposed to look at it. No, we didn't. We didn't determine, but they look. They wouldn't be Mary mums, would they? No, that's in the fall. Yeah.
Well, there's marigolds over there. Yeah. They've got a little different.
Well, the leaf is a coreopsis-looking leaf, but I've never seen coreopsis flowers like that. So. Oh, I'm just going to have to get at the next break, walk down there and figure those out.
You talking about coreopsis, boy, they're spectacular now.
Right.
They're blooming everywhere.
That's a wildflower you can always count on.
And it's in every mix, basically.
And there's several different kinds of coreopsis, so. You can get different flowers and slightly different colors, but it's pretty much on the yellow gold spectrum.
And it's if you've got a drift of coreopsis, you're going to certainly see a lot of butterflies because they're really attracted to it. All the swallowtails, and if there's queens or monarchs in the area, they'll find them too. And then all of those smaller butterflies.
And then on the other end, once they're done with the seeds, they are a very prolific seed producer, very attractive to many birds. So it has benefits in both directions.
Now let's just remind everybody too, Mark, that if you've got wildflowers, if you want them to reseed, you've got to let those flowers mature and drop the seed. Or you can, if you want to go a more elaborate process, you can try to collect
them and put them in your paper bag or wherever to shake them up,
but
loosen the seed.
It's kind of overwhelming if you have a coreopsis situation, but even like bluebonnets and all of those. The other one that's blooming now is our the bee balm. Yeah, that started to bloom. They're very
lovely.
Attractive.
That's the foliage has a lemony odor, and it's very, very, very lovely.
And not only the bees and the butterflies like it. That's a real favorite of the hummingbirds. In addition to, Mark's been our shrimp plants over
promoting that shrimp plant.
It's hard to beat that golden bloom.
This is an improved variety, and it is kind of outstanding. I'm just kind of made. Now you notice that the salmon color has all been purchased. Yeah. And
I never have heard anybody call it salmon color before.
I call it salmon.
I think of it as
coral,
rust.
Rust is a good description too.
Although it's not very not nearly as romantic as salmon, or as pleasant.
Rust is probably a little bit more accurate. But yeah, that's one of our top shade plants. If you have a lot of shade and you're going, what can I plant underneath that will flower? Shrimp plant is one. Turk's cap is another. The Salvia coccinea, a.k.a. scarlet sage or tropical sage.
That is one that really, once it gets in your landscape, it is one that really is worth. It'll stay there because it reseeds, and you certainly will see the pollinators on there, including the hummingbirds. Another one.
Are we off the radio?
No, it's not us.
It's not us?
No.
It's annoying.
It's a drone, you say?
No. It's their speakers for talking to the front. Where it says two pallets of grass. Oh. Somebody didn't hang up correct.
What else is blooming that blooms both in the sun and the shade is our blue curl.
Yeah.
You got to guess. Yes, sir.
What do you have? You got to speak so we can hear you.
We can hear a little better.
The lady told me to come up here. I've got a question about weeds. I can't identify it, and I want to kill it. She goes, talk to these three gentlemen.
Yeah. You want us to identify it?
Yeah,
Spurge.
Whatever I can get. Y'all saw? I know you.
Spurge.
Is it spurge? Oh, the hated spurge. You have like some bare soil, and the first thing that comes in and the weeds, it's spurge.
And it's one of the broadleaf herbicides will do it. Even the one that starts with D does a pretty good job on it.
D?
Huh?
D? D?
Well, it's the one we quite often recommend for...
Well, it's 2,4-D.
No,
that's the active ingredient.
Dimension. D.
Oh.
Hey, are you guys on the radio?
Spurge.
Yeah,
yes,
we are on the radio right now.
Now, go look at the pre-emergence.
I got a bag of the pre-emergence, but this is all over, and I want to kind of kill that first.
So any kind of, it's a broadleaf spray, and you need a product that will kill not grass but the broadleaf ones.
And it should list spurge. Spurge is not the easiest thing to kill, but
I know I've been pulling it.
Well, frankly, pulling is probably the best way, and it is very therapeutic for you. I like it.
But when it gets so big, I'll pull it. But
obviously, you don't need to lose any weight.
Yeah, but it's a weed, and any kind of the broadleaf weed killer will kill it. Something that contains 2,4-D.
But some of them also emphasize spurge on the label.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So anybody can do that. Just come right up.
Yes, anybody can come up to the patio.
We didn't give him any tickets.
He was on a mission, I think.
Yes, I was going to say. He was on a mission.
But yes,
mission to kill.
But yes, Festival of Flower tickets, we're still giving tickets away. Again, it is Saturday, May 30th. You have your chance to come up to get your tickets today up until 2 o'clock, and then next weekend as well during the show.
I just want to tell everybody those tickets are worth $10.
They are, and you can get them here for free.
You can spend $10, or you can come over and pick them up. Answer a question.
Ask a question.
Yeah, ask a question. I meant,
yeah.
No, we can answer it. They'll have to ask it.
Yes. But again, Festival of Flowers, Saturday, May 30th at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium between Stone Oak Parkway and Blanco Road off of 1604. Again, tickets are regularly $10. Children under 10 get in for free. Parking is free as well. That's important.
And the parking there is relatively easy. It's just a generous parking lot with a good entrance and exit and careful policing.
They probably will have some security directing traffic in and out. I know last year I think they tried it. How about that? Better English. Because those entrances come up really quickly. You have to know exactly where you are.
Yeah, and it's only a one-day event, and so it does get packed at times. But all the years that we've been involved, of course I'm old. I might forget, but I've never thought of it as a traffic problem. Oh, there's...
Well, you just ignore the traffic. You're kind of oblivious. Yeah. So
there is the, we're questioning the Esperanza.
Yeah.
And then we were saying, well, recognize the new gold. Yeah, new gold by its bloom. Once it gets 2 feet tall. Well, there's a bunch of them in there here at Milberger's now, and they're 2 feet tall, and they've all got blooms on them. So
those are the ones you want.
If you want the new gold, there are some a lot of other variations of the Esperanza. Some of them are kind of that rust color we talk about. Some of them got smaller blooms and a smaller plant. These new golds will get to be if there's not a freezing temperature and if they've got access to some soil, they can get to be 8 or 10 feet tall. But usually we grow them in kind of a challenging spot where it's hot and limited soil, and then we're looking at a 7 or 8 foot tall plant.
Oh wow!
Loaded with blooms and another one of the great hummingbird plants. So
I'm looking in my handbook.
Okay. What are you looking for? Hands?
No, the Gold Star Esperanza. They said 4 to 5 feet.
That's
their height.
That's not
like
accurate.
the native one. The native one, yeah, is going to be much taller.
Well, even the Gold Star is is much taller.
Yeah, that's why I pointed out. Going, well, let's say 4 to 5 feet here. We've experienced it taller.
Yeah, in my front yard, it gets to 8 or 9 feet tall. So, but and that's interesting. If anybody does have Gold Star and only gets to 4 or 5 feet tall, let us know.
But the main thing is when it's 2 feet, it's blooming.
Yeah, and all the way through to however tall it gets. If it gets 7 feet tall, it blooms during the whole period. It's an amazing plant.
Again, if you have an Esperanza and it doesn't bloom until late August, September, you have a native one, not an improved variety. They're still good. Still a fabulous plant.
Well, there's some folks that prefer that native, but they like the foliage, I guess. But there are, if you want more blooms, of course, the Gold Star is the one that you want. Well, what else see out there in the? We've got a few of your zinnias, Mark.
Yeah.
And then the smaller version too. What is that one?
Well, I have the profusion is the kind of it's kind of that. But I was like, the small one, I don't know. There is
starts with an S. It's I want to say Sienna, but I'm not.
You may be right. Maybe Sahara.
Sahara. Yeah, I think you are right.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's even a smaller one, and even more drought tolerant. But that profusion is a great one if you've got small containers in full sun.
I like it's very manageable.
Yeah, and the blooms, it's not nearly as vulnerable to the zinnias, as attractive as they are and as tough. They will get some leaf diseases, and the smaller versions are even more drought tolerant, and that they are also are not as subjected to powdery mildew or any of those. Well, I think the large bloomed. You always think of, when you look at zinnias, you always think of them as being drought tolerant. They really aren't compared to things like the vincas. We get a million vincas out there.
The vincas are extremely drought tolerant.
Yeah. And now the claims on the zinnias are that the deer don't eat them. I guess that must be true, but I have not had that same luck. Now vinca, I've never had the deer eat the vinca, but the zinnias seem to be vulnerable to deer movement and damage. I guess their stems are stiffer or something.
Maybe so. 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Hey, I'm here at Milberger's Nursery, and if you love gardening, then you're going to want to hear this. The 26th Annual Festival of Flowers, co-hosted by San Antonio Water System, is coming up Saturday, May 30th at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium on North Loop 1604 West between Stone Oak and Blanco Road. And it is one day only, 9 to 5. We're talking the finest nurseries with water-saving plants, fruit trees, and fertilizers perfect for the South Texas heat. Shop garden furniture, birdhouses, wind chimes, and decor. Bring your little red wagon for the plant exchange. Swap plants, bulbs, seeds, and trees with fellow gardeners. There are herb cooking demos, a floral design challenge, a kids zone, the organic roundtable, educational seminars all day, and an outdoor farmers market with fresh food and treats. Tickets are just $10 at the door. Kids 10 and under get in free, and parking is free too. That's Festival of Flowers, co-hosted by San Antonio Water System, Saturday, May 30th, 9 to 5 at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. Details at festivalflowerssanantonio.com. And again, if you want to get in free, we still have tickets available here at Milberger's, coming up to the patio now until the end of the show for your chance to score a pair of tickets.
You know, one of the things is there's so many blue flowers that are. I was just noticing that the our Texas lilac over there,
Mr.
Vitex.
Yeah, Vitex. Mr.
Yeah.
Vitex. Yeah.
I hope that looks so disciplined. I hope they realize that the Vitex is not necessarily disciplined. It's a machine that really grow and take advantage of whatever space you get it. But it also can put up with whatever pruning you get it. There's a lot of gardeners. Jerry Parsons that was always recommending that folks cut it back at least once a year and then let it have a second bloom period. I kind of like the shape and having it be a medium-sized tree.
Yeah. I was never I'm very hesitant on doing that. I tell you, maybe every other year to give it, keep it in bounds and produce some nice flowers. If anybody wants to see how tall and big it can get, you just have to come here to Milberger's. And that is one of the biggest ones I've seen. They normally don't get that size. But they could get that size, just like you said. They will grow if you give them water and fertilization.
And you talk about a nectar plant. The butterflies and the bees and the hummingbirds love those Vitex, and they are very, very attractive. And they tolerate sun or shade, as far as I can tell. They'll do.
I think they would prefer sun, but they will tolerate shade.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, a lot of plants prefer sun, but will do very well in the shade. I think I'm not as. I think the shrimp plant even would prefer sun and does well in partial shade.
Yeah, just like those pentas. Maybe not as strong as what we say on the pentas. You know,
then the
pentas would go full blast of sun a portion of the day. Yeah, I think a portion of the day.
Yeah, the penta requirement or the preference is complex. What Mark's talking about is that we found, we talk about pentas, they've got beautiful blooms and, 4 different colors, white, bright red, pink, and violet. But they will bloom all summer, especially if you do what, like Mark described, you have them in the shade most of the day, but they get a 2-hour blast of 1 to 2 hour blast of real sun, even either in the morning or even in the afternoon, and they will bloom. At least in my experience, they'll certainly bloom more. They're interesting to experiment with. I like to have them on both sides of the house, the morning side of the house and the afternoon side of the house, and see which ones. And it depends on the year a little bit too, how hot it is, and how much moisture you can provide for them. Yeah. But pentas, are they on sale? Or I know we have a huge selection of them, but
I know we were talking about the Vitex. The Vitex are on sale.
Yeah.
Number 3 regularly $29.99, on sale $24.88, or 2 for $40. You're asking about the pentas? Yes, pentas are on sale as well. Number 4-inch pot. Sorry, regularly $199, on sale 5 for $9.50.
Wow, that's
$5
good.
For a $9.50.
Yes,
that's a great deal.
Yeah, and if you've never tried them, you need to try them. It's we describe it as a shade plant, but it puts up with or even benefits by access to some sun. And then if you look at the like the butterfly, Gaeta Agilski's butterfly handbook. She talks a lot about the pentas and its value as a source of nectar. Pollinators really like it. Do we? I was trying to remember if Monica Meckel in her book ever brought up pentas. Are they too fancy for her? Or they're not a native?
Now on her great book, plants with purpose. Choosing plants that had multiple benefits: medicinal, floral, medicinal, pollinator, and maybe one other one. And so I don't think pentas fulfill the need there.
Either.
Yeah. So, but they are a great plant. I'm sure there's some medicinal purpose that has been lost to time, but I can't think of any.
Well,
but I do love them.
If Paul was here, he would talk about our porterweed and its long history of being a medicinal plant. Where is that? I guess that's native to the Caribbean and to the cross into South America. But we haven't had any. I keep expecting the
porterweeds to show up.
Porterweeds to show up. Yeah.
Well, we had David here yesterday. We should have David Rodriguez, County Extension horticulturalist. We should have pinned him down saying, hey, can this new wholesaler grower out of the Schulenburg area, can he grow porterweed for us?
Well, he transferred the responsibility to us and say, well, you guys have been in this community and dealing with this nursery industry for years and years and years. Why don't you guys go meet this, help encourage this new supplier from the Schulenburg area?
There's a reason why he has stayed in the public sector for so long. He knows how to manipulate people.
Well, do you know that one of our columns comes out of there, the Country World?
I didn't know that, but I slightly remember because when I was with the Forest Service, we had an office in Schulenburg, and it was one of the westernmost offices until I came. And so I used to go over there all the time and chat with the guys over there. So I remember a
Country World?
A somewhat.
No, the name has changed now. A new publisher has taken over, although they quickly reminded me that go ahead and continue to provide the question and answer columns and just send them to the new editors. So we have continued doing that. So maybe we ought to. Oh yeah, we talked a little bit about trying to maybe get them on.
Yeah, so that's what I said. Is another reason why I did talk about it. I still don't understand. Sometimes I can't understand David. He's so inarticulate. And no. So I got him to write down the name of this new producer and we give him a call. So, by the way, it was LaGrange was the former Texas Forest Service outpost, not Schulenburg. But we met in Schulenburg all the time.
And LaGrange is close, right?
Yeah.
Because that's familiar too in my dealings with that newspaper. Yeah, that's good. I'll try to remember to do some exploring and see if we've got anybody there that wants to have a chat with us or have them send us a few copies of their newspaper so that we can see it in action.
We're inside 1 minute until we take a break at the top of the hour. Just a reminder for everyone, we are still giving away tickets to the Festival of Flowers happening Saturday, May 30th. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. May 30th. You still have
look at there. Speaking of
got?
Festival of Flowers.
What do we have?
Oh, there is a long-time participant. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah. All right.
They
Keep
might,
reading.
yes,
Keep reading.
They might come
Ignore
over
the
here.
man over in the corner.
But yes, we're still giving away tickets. Still have an hour out here. We'll be here till 2 p.m. So if you want your chance to get some tickets to the Festival of Flowers for free. Again, it's Saturday, May 30th. And if you have any questions, give us a call, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, or come on out to Milberger's.
There's your husband, too.
Ask any questions you may have. We're here at the patio until 2 p.m., and we have tickets to give away to the Festival of Flowers. Again, give us a call, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson.
Jerry didn't.
Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And as always, as for the rest of the show, we're giving away tickets to the Festival of Flowers.
Maybe if you say a couple words
Yes.
about the Festival of Flowers. Okay.
Right, we have a guest here.
She's been kind of a leader in the plant exchange.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then she has conferred with many of the gardeners and nurserymen that have participated. So right now she's signing the free ticket.
Yes, all the fun stuff that you need to do.
In the old days, we didn't have to do that.
In the old days, all we had to do was answer a question.
That's true.
Well, that's maybe better. Go ahead, have her sign that, Heather, because she can be pretty bossy.
Yes, we still have plenty of tickets to give away here at Milberger's, so come on up to the patio for your chance to get some tickets. Again, Festival of Flowers, Saturday, May 30th, from 9 to 5. While we're waiting, give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
And then we'll, as soon as she finishes signing this, we'll ask her to give a few. How many years has it been?
God, what, 10? Maybe more?
That's just sign that, and that's good.
Yeah, we followed them around from the Alzheimer to the Austin Highway to back to the Alzheimer to thank you kindly. Looking under those. There's your pin. Yeah, I mean, it's always really well worth it to go. But be prepared for crowds, for fighting for dominance when you're doing the plant trade.
Do you remember, well, it must have been 10, 12 years ago when we had folks that kind of intercept gardeners bringing in the plants and trying to make the trade out there in the parking lot?
Oh, do you think that stopped?
Oh, it's not. It hasn't stopped.
It has not stopped.
Oh, no.
And the worst part that always got to me was how the volunteers got first pick.
Introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Lisa LaCarey, and I am a frequent flyer to the Festival of Flowers.
And who's here with you?
This is my sister Louise.
I thought it was your sister,
Yeah, she follows pretty closely as well.
How's your husband doing?
He is no longer with us.
Oh, really?
That's why I missed last year.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he succumbed, and fortunately, he was able to enjoy it while it lasted.
Yeah.
You know, and
oh gosh, yeah, he was a real delight, and
he was.
he got He got bossed around by Lisa just as much as we did.
Well, somebody has to take the horns, take the bull by the horns, and that would have been me.
Yeah.
But he was always very good about being very patient and understanding and contributing.
He was charming, too, and he was a good gardener too. Maybe not as quite knowledgeable as you are, but he was interested in it for sure.
I was going to say he was the backbone of digging those holes when I needed them, for sure. The muscle from pulling the mulch and whatever else I needed. But no, it's a wonderful place. You can take friends and family to it. I'm surprised this year they're only giving out seed packets instead of an actual plant, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're giving packets of wildflower seed.
Huh. Yeah, that's it.
Are they still doing that?
What?
You know Mark Peterson?
I do.
Yeah.
We've run
across each other many times. So, my ears perked up all of a sudden. So you're getting packets of seeds from Native American seeds? Of course, I bought these. I bought like 5,000 of them.
Is that why they fired you?
No. But 3 years later, they're still getting rid of the seed. Giving the seeds away.
Okay, so we're not sure whether they're still viable or not. That's what you're telling us.
Now
No, I'm not on the advice of counsel. I will be taking my fifth.
Now, towards the end of defending wildflower seeds, as quite a few of them will last for a much longer period than we're used to, but not all of them. Yeah.
Well, I think they may have gone overboard with the spring bloom because those plants were beautiful. I mean, compared to the year prior, they were barely looking over a 4-inch pot. But these were a better selection and a lot healthier for everybody to pick from. It was a hard decision at that point in time. But no, I'm telling you, make a point of going to these. Now, like yesterday, they had 2 situations, one at Fanix and one at Rainbow at the same time.
So did you get your hot dog at Rainbow's?
I did not go for the food. I went specifically for the unusual plants, like the ant plant I got, and I got my bat.
Well, Lisa hasn't changed. Now she's harassing us about the Festival of Flowers and the plant they're giving away. So for Alex, and then she's giving all the press coverage to Rainbow Gardens and Fanix rather than Milberger. I mean, it's just like the old days.
Yeah, let's promote everybody. That's this whole idea, But that's the kind of plant people we are. That's
right. Well, we had a kind of a situation like that. We do this monarch butterfly programming. We got kind of nutty about it. We're worried about we don't want them to die off.
Right.
And so we're trying to get people to plant more milkweed in their backyards. And
you don't have to worry about it anymore. It spreads.
Yeah. We tried for 4 years now. We've been doing the starting the seeds in containers, and then having people try to transplant them. Well, because the seeds are 50% viable, but then the transplanting is only 10%. So this year we're trying seed, but we also tried we stratified seed. Can you imagine a farmer that spent 20 years trying to kill off milkweed? What in the world are you doing stratifying milkweed seed? It's a weed,
I lived 6 stories up and had plants all along my walkway, and almost every plant had milkweed in it.
Oh, really?
They self-seeded like crazy.
Oh, what kind of milkweed? Is it all the tropical?
I guess.
Okay.
I didn't know exactly. I just knew I had in every plant. It's like.
Oh, wow, yeah. I don't recognize that. That's a
It's called a Tweedle milkweed.
But it's a different genus, yeah.
Yeah, and the pods, when they spout out open, the seed is real feathery, so it floats when it opens up.
That's like regular milkweed does that, floating. But what is its relationship to the monarchs? Does it say anything about?
I don't know that it mentions that. Hang on.
Okay. What we're looking at now is and this you got from last year at Festival of Flowers?
No, I got it at another nursery.
Okay. All right. You have any questions, Alex?
Trying to see.
Now we may, now that Lisa's got us kicked off the show here with maybe Rainbow Gardens or Phoenix will hire us back or something. And Saws will be justifying the seed versus the wonderful plants the year before.
We have to know where all the nurseries are, because everybody's got such good selections. You got to just hit them all.
Well, unfortunately,
That's right.
They're going to the wayside faster than I'd like. You know, a lot of the functions that we used to attend are no longer existing. So we like to go ahead and support those that still are. This heavenly blue Tweeda is a tropical vine related to the milkweed family, and yes, butterflies do love it and will lay their eggs on it. Has the baby blue flowers, extremely versatile, climbing vine or rambling spiller, or even a nicely tight mounding show of flowers if pruned. So it can be a perennial if protected, and I can attest to it. I didn't protect it, and it still came back.
Have you seen any monarchs or queens on it?
No, and in fact, I have this other type of bush that sprouts these really cute white flower clusters that the snout nose used to come proliferally. Not this year.
Okay, well, we'll do a little research on that. I appreciate you bringing it to our attention.
Not a problem. You know, if you need an unusual plant, I'm the source.
Thank you, Lisa. So good to
Thank
see
you so
you.
much. Very nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you there.
Absolutely.
It's good to see you again.
All right.
Bye-bye.
But yes, thank you, Lisa. She scored a pair of tickets to the Festival of Flowers, and you can too. We're here until 2 p.m. today. Come on up to the patio here at Milberger's. We'll still be here at Milberger's even after some shout-outs to other
You think
nurseries.
so, huh?
I'm positive. I'll stay positive.
No, well, we just tease about that because we're very, very interested in having Milberger's is very interested even in having other neighborhood nurseries, local retailers, everything be successful. We want a lot of gardeners and a lot of choices, and that's why we do our best. Well, like David Rodriguez and and our friend in the now there my old age came through. Bob
Webster? Bob Webster?
Yeah, Bob too, and his nursery, and lots of not lots, but quite a few neighborhood nurseries that are in the same league with Milberger's and Phoenix and Rainbow Gardens. So support them all. Go where you find the plants you want and the information you want. And we've Mark and I through the years have been doing that. So is our radio station.
Absolutely. And you can give us a call at 210-308-8867 for any questions you may have. And I'm right here looking at this hummingbird right here in front of us. It's hanging out for a good while. While we're admiring it, I want to remind everyone of the sales Milberger's is having this weekend. We already mentioned the Pintas and the Vitex. We'll go through them again right now. The Caladiums are on sale, and a number one, regularly $9.99, on sale $7.88. Pentas, like we said, 4-inch pot, regularly $199, on sale $5 for $9.50. The Plumbagos, number 1, regularly $9.99, on sale $8.88. Bougainvilleas, on sale 25% off. The tropical hibiscus patio trees, starting at $39.99, on sale 25% off. Number 15 and number 30 trees, which I think Mark told me that's the gallon size.
So originally there was a 15-gallon and a 30-gallon. Those moving to standardize everything across the country. So it's a number 15, and a number 30.
All right. They're valuing at $329.99, now 25% off. Osmocote Plus and 2 pounds, regularly $21.99, on sale $16.88. We have Metal Art, which is including wind spinners, windmills, animals, and plant figurines and more, starting at $24.99, on sale 25% off. Houseplants, starting at $4.99, on sale 15% off.
Yeah, if you've never been in Milberger's greenhouse, you need to go in there because what a collection of houseplants there.
Oh, yes.
Including the Phalaenopsis orchids and everything you can think of. Boy, that is a hummingbird likes which
So that's the pink skullcap. That's in one of the. That's a semi-native. I would call it.
Not as showy as our
no,
our Gregii, but
right.
But boy,
that is a lovely border, much like the Kufia over here.
And if I remember right, the deer don't eat skullcap.
That's correct. But there's a native one that I really like called heartleaf skullcap, and it's a bluish purple flower. So that's it's different.
Speaking of hummingbirds, the Vitex is on sale, which it attracts, as well as butterflies. At number 3, regularly $29.99, on sale $24.88, or 2 for $40. We've talked about the Milberger's Premium Lawn and Garden Fertilizer. It's a 19.59 analysis. 40-pound bag covers 7,600 square feet, only $49.99. And the hybrid roses, starting at $39.99, 25% off.
Some of which are, include the Martha Gonzalez and the Mrs. Dudley Cross and the Mutabilis are there. Mark mentioned the Lady Banks rose, another one of the tough roses. It doesn't bloom for 8 months like the and then Martha Gonzalez does.
And then 2 weeks. It's fabulous.
Hey, Mark, I was wondering, the trees are on sale. When you're in your wanderings of a lot of the trees they're just a huge selection of trees here at Milberger's. Yeah. Have you been especially impressed by anything, or came to your attention when you were wandering around? Varieties? Of course, you've got some favorite varieties anyway.
Alex, when they let me out of the home and I can wander about, that's what he's talking about. This year, I've been very impressed with the Mexican olive or wild olive.
Oh gosh!
I mean, it's been and the two, both the Retama and the Palo Verde, the selection that's called Museum.
And they're all here.
And they're all here. But this past spring, I've been real impressed with the flowering of those two about town.
So I'm sure you just love my article about that. I wrote about the Mexican and desert looking plants.
Yeah, that was a great article. It was fabulous. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago.
Did we also? You also put in that the the Texas sage.
Yeah, that's again, that's one of the species that are plants that I think everybody should have in San Antonio. A Cenizo, at least one. Pride of Barbados, Firebush, and Esperanza. I think those are all plants that every San Antonian must have in their yard.
They actually, all those he's mentioned, I think, are all deer proof. The Cenizo and the Esperanza.
Firebush, no.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Firebush is not.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. So Firebush, no.
Firebush is not. But I was trying to remember. I've got Rotama in my yard, and I don't. It's outside the fence, and I don't think the deer eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's got a wonderful shape and full. There's no places where they may nip at some of the new growth.
Yeah, the new growth and the flowers. I think I could probably safely say that they would eat that new growth. The Rotama has really long leaves. They're 8 inches, 8 to 10 inches long, so I can see the deer eating some of that.
All right.
Now, the Mexican olive, I don't know if the deer eat at mine or inside the fence.
I don't think so. It has thick, fuzzy leaves.
That's
that's
sure.
one of the factors, the 5 attributes. Fuzzy, stinky, sticky, thorny, thick.
I wonder if they eat the fruit when the fruit is not the favorite fruit of mammals and birds, but they eventually eat it up. But I don't know. I've never seen the deer eating it.
I don't know about the deer, but certainly the javelinas and hogs would eat it.
Yeah, and I've heard that coyotes eat it too.
No. It's not an olive. It's not for human consumption.
Duly noted.
It's very distasteful.
All right. 210-308-8867. Just a reminder, we're still giving away tickets to the Festival of Flowers. Come on up to the patio here at Milberger's. Give us a call, 210-308-8867 with any questions. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, good to hear from you. How are we doing?
Fine. Other than the humidity. It was so nice last week. Somebody cranked up the humidity machine overnight, seems like. But it's still, the breeze is nice. Hey, I hope Milton's listening because he would always ask me about my Vitex, and it is spectacular right now. I just wish I would have planted 1 year earlier, but it is really nice.
How large is it?
It's not large, Calvin. It's only been, actually, I planted it in the ground either last spring or spring before. It's only about, it's on the other side of the house. It's only about maybe 4 feet tall right now. 4.5 maybe, not quite 5.
But that's covered with blooms.
It is in full bloom. It is just spectacular. So,
cool.
In fact, we were backing out of the driveway. Yesterday afternoon, and my wife doesn't go outside much due to her health. And she commented right off the bat how just beautiful it was, and it is. It is really nice. So I got two questions. First, my Meyer lemon in the container, it bloomed early and it set fruit. It's loaded. It needs to be thinned out, I'm sure. But now, in the past week or so, it has put on a second heavy bloom. I'm looking at it now from a distance, and it looks white. It's just covered with blossoms. So it's going to be really overloaded. But I'm wondering, with this second heavy bloom, real as heavy as it is, do you think this tree is under stress? Because the tree itself really doesn't look that great like it normally does. The foliage doesn't look real good.
I had to think about this. I was thinking, oh gosh, it must be October or November, but the weather this year has really got the trees confused. How big are those fruit that are already on there? Are they? Could you harvest them?
Could I? Oh no. They're like kumquat size, a little larger maybe, I'm guessing. Like pecan size fruit, you would.
Yeah, you probably best if you do some remove some.
Yeah, thin it
maybe
out.
Some of the
Yeah.
fruit, or even some of the blooms. But the tree will do it for you too if you don't. But I think you'll be ahead. And what'd you fertilize it with? I can't remember.
Osmocote Plus.
Okay, good.
Every year I top dress it with a little Osmocote Plus to replenish it, and just put a thin layer of compost on top of the Osmocote.
Yeah, I would definitely reduce, and we'll get Mark's opinion too, but I would definitely reduce that pressure on there, because it is it'll make those decisions, but in the meantime it'll be under a lot of stress.
Okay, I'll thin it out this afternoon since it's nice and cloudy. Okay, my second question, man, this Johnson grass has really got me down in the dumps. But anyway, like I said, I sprayed quite a bit on, I think about 8 gallons on Tuesday when it wasn't windy. And so I'm seeing the results now of where I sprayed. Johnson grass is yellowing from the bottom up. Now, what I was reading last night on a spreader sticker, they call it, I can't pronounce his name, surfactant or something like that. I didn't have anything and I didn't mix, but I'm going to have to spray some more. So what is y'all's recommendation? Is that necessary? Is it worthwhile spending the money for that to add to it? When I say that, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so it's surfactant. And
surfactant.
Yeah, and
what did you?
I don't know if you have to spend the money on it. A simple soap, a diluted soap, will do that for you. So what we've done in the past is say, hey, a couple squirts of dish soap.
Yeah,
Dawn.
Whatever you do doesn't take much.
Yeah, just a little.
But that I think that's the best solution, because you're already seeing some response to the. What was the was it Grass Be Gone or Osmocote? I mean, not Osmocote.
No, I went to my area feed store and I picked up 2.5 gallons, because I got a real problem here, of 41% glyphosate, and I mixed it 4 ounces to the gallon, so 8 ounces in a 2-gallon pump up, and it's not been a week yet, but it looks like it's going to be effective. It might need a second application. Only time will tell. Yeah.
If you're seeing a color reaction already, it's going to take it out.
Hey, James, you're a man after my own heart. I love my glyphosate. So that was pretty strong. And what was that? 50%? What you were making?
Yeah. Well. It said 2 to 4 ounces, so I went on the heavy side because I got a heavy infestation here.
All right. Well, sometimes a little dab will do you.
Yeah, I don't really think you need to put any more.
That more. No. Because it was a high concentrate and chemical, and they did it. But yeah, I would, when you mix it up next time, spread 2 squirts of Dawn dishwater, dish soap. Sorry.
Right, I have Dawn. Now, that's why I'm calling Mark, because I've been reading online, and one forum I read, it said dish soaps, sometimes in the chemicals in the dish soap will counteract what's in the herbicide, and that's why I'm calling you, because I've always heard, a couple of squirts of dish soap per gallon is sufficient. And then when I read something else, that's why I'm calling.
Yeah. Dawn is not one of those that has that. So they use Dawn all the time.
Yeah, more emulsifiers, more scents. Yeah. Dawn is pretty simple. Or you could do Ivory. If you had Ivory dish.
Okay.
So even better.
Just a mild dish soap. Mild dish soap.
I know you hate that Johnson grass, Jim, but James, I don't think you have to spray it anymore.
I think you did a good job. Just wait. Let's wait and see on that.
Okay.
Now you made me forget what I was going to say, but go ahead.
When you say wait and see, that's why I have some areas that I can't mow, and that's why those areas have gotten out of control and it's spreading. And so I'm trying to knock it down before it's starting to go to seed, some of it. And so I didn't spray it all because I did a couple of test areas.
Okay.
And now that I see it's going to work, when I can get another non-windy day, I'm going to just go and attack the rest of it, I guess. Okay. Yeah. And then I'll use a little bit of Dawn because I have Dawn soap. So you would put a couple of squirts of Dawn and mix it up in a 2-gallon. Okay. That'll help. That'll help it out.
There's another reason we recommend Dawn. We use it in all our recommendations for our organic weed killer, the orange oil and vinegar, and for our fire ant killer. 3 ounces of orange oil in a gallon of water, and Dawn. Blue Dawn. Blue Dawn seems to work really well with it. So anyway, we like
That's what I have.
All right. Good luck, James.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for the report.
4 weeks. Call us back.
All right. Thank you, James. All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We have Cindy on the line. Apologies. We just got it. We lost Cindy.
Oh, no. Cindy.
Well, hopefully Cindy can call back. Again, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. And as a reminder, this gentleman right here came up. You can still get some Festival of Flowers tickets. We're here until 2 p.m. today. Score yourself a pair of free tickets. Tickets are usually $10 for adults. Children under 10 are free. Parking is free as well that day of the event.
Free. Very free.
Free is always
free
good.
Event.
Yes, free event.
But, come on by. You're saving $10. So if it's two adults.
$20.
$20, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
You are familiar, sir. You
helped me with my Oak Grove situation.
Okay, I was going to say, you look familiar.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming by.
Always appreciate our regular listeners coming by, supporting us.
I was going to say, God, he looks familiar. Where do I know her from?
Who was that?
I don't know, but he looked really familiar, and I helped him with Oak Quilt.
I think his name was Dan.
Dan?
Dan.
Okay.
Who wants his
Hi.
name? Another ticket person?
A very lovely lady has come up. Do you have a question? All right. Would you speak in the microphone because we can't hear you otherwise?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a Myers lemon tree, and I want to fertilize it with something organic.
Oh, organic.
Yeah. These 3 things.
Yeah. Gosh, I always use Osmo. Is it in container?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always use Osmocote, but I think they've got 3 or 4 different choices in there. Use the one that's got the most nitrogen.
Yeah. So I would be looking for one of the Medina products.
Okay.
And there's a Grow and Green, a Has to Grow, and then they have a new one, which is Super Grow or something like that. That one is 16% nitrogen.
Is that a liquid?
0, 16%, 0. So, but those are all organic.
Is that one still for containers?
No, that's for a bed. Small bed.
Well, she's got
containers, but that I would do either Grow and Green or it Has to Grow.
Okay.
For those, if you really want organic.
I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just need to fill this out real quick, and we'll get you those tickets right now. All right. While she's doing that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Still got some tickets to give away. Hope to see you. Milberger's, and if you love gardening, you're going to want to hear this. The 26th Annual Festival of Flowers, co-hosted by San Antonio Water System, is coming up Saturday, May 30th at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium on North Loop 1604, west between Stone Oak and Blanco Road. And it is one day only, 9 to 5. We're talking the finest nurseries with water-saving plants, fruit trees, and fertilizers perfect for the South Texas heat. Shop garden furniture, birdhouses, wind chimes, and decor. Bring your little red wagon for the plant exchange. Swap plants, bulbs, seeds, and trees with fellow gardeners. There are herb cooking demos, a floral design challenge, a kids zone, the organic roundtable, educational seminars all day, and an outdoor farmers market with fresh food and treats. Tickets are just $10 at the door. Kids 10 and under get in free, and parking is free too. That's Festival of Flowers, co-hosted by San Antonio Water System, Saturday, May 30th, 9 to 5 at the San Antonio Shrine Auditorium. Details at festivalflowerssanantonio.com.
Now, David came by yesterday.
Yes.
And see the last thing on the list there? So he was talking about that, I believe. Sometimes it's hard to translate, David. I don't know why. Homegrown vegetable contest and more. So I think that's what he was mentioning, that he'd say it's going to be on the stage. And they're going to introduce this. This is for the future. They're going to have vegetable contests, kind of replacing the tomato one and some of the other events that they had. So if you have lots of vegetables, homegrown vegetables, check that out on the extension AgriLife Extension Service and Festival of Flowers websites.
So when is that event?
The same time.
Oh.
But he was really promoting it yesterday, so I just had to promote it today.
So you could go to both, or you go one?
Right, yeah, no, it's going to be on the stage. You know that big backstage that they have in the back? That's where I assume, not the side stage.
The main stage.
But this is the main stage.
And I'm sure there'll be many more events and presentations during the festival.
Oh, there's always so much action.
There's so much action.
Lisa was right. There's just lots of activity.
There's wonderful seminars in the morning. Mm-hmm. Of course, you and I haven't been asked to do any. I don't know what we did. But on the other hand, that's okay. Because we used to have to time them very early in the morning, we had to be 9 o'clock or 9:30. We had to be one of the first ones, Calvin and I, because we got to go somewhere or do something. I was usually in charge of the event for SAWS.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that since you were one of the managers at SAWS, that's why they would want you on the agenda. We always did the answering questions, and of course we did the radio show there too. Yeah. But, it's been a great event. And good place to get a lot of information and a good place to find plants and all those things that Alex listed, topics.
Oh, absolutely. And with all that going on, $10 isn't a bad price, but an even better price is free, which you can get free tickets if you come on down to Milberger's. We're still here for about maybe 10, 15 more minutes here on the patio.
But we'll be here next weekend as well.
We'll be here next weekend. And those are your opportunities to score some free tickets to the Festival of Flowers. And you can also give us a call at 210-308-8867. Patrick is on the line. Patrick, good to hear from you.
Hi there. We had some sunflowers come up in our yard. Hi. We had some sunflowers come up in our yard.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not the native ones. They're huge. The flowers are huge. And so my wife was wondering how fast could we dry them and replant them to keep them going to make more plants for the rest of the summer? Is it feasible? Or?
If they're probably seed, there's more seed there in the ground if they've just come up, because this is pretty early. How big when you describe them as huge? There's about 30 different native selections.
Probably 6 to 7 inches across.
Oh gosh, yeah, that is big. Yeah. Where did somebody plant the Russian sunflower or
those are Russian or Ukrainian sunflowers? Oh, that's a commercial size crop.
Yeah. Now you could get at any Milberger's or any of your favorite nurseries will probably have some of those mammoth Russian sunflowers, and you could get them in in the ground, or you don't really have to bury them. Although if you just kind of stirred up the soil and planted them like in a row, it doesn't have to be too fancy. They'll still come up this summer.
Now, what he's wondering is, can these ones that are currently flowering, can those be dried out and then use the seed 6 weeks later to replant? I'm adding a time frame for you.
Well, but you're right about that. Yes. 6 weeks, but no, probably this summer they'll come up gangbusters next year. But
okay.
you could, if you collect the seed or spread the seed, you'll certainly have them come up next spring, just like these came up. But if you want more of them to come up right away, then you need to get some mature seed from the packet at your favorite nursery, or at a lot of gardeners collect the heads and probably have some sacks of heads even at your favorite garden club.
So the bottom line is, I don't know if those seeds which are in the flowers right now will be mature enough to do a second generation. If you want a second generation, maybe you have to go to the store and get some mature seeds.
Yeah, and they will come if you get them. If you get them, you don't have to do anything fancy cultivating or anything, but just get them soil contact, and you'll get some. Some will come up, but Mark's right. I don't think the chances of a good crop more from those seeds will be very successful this fall.
Or maybe for next year, save the head.
Oh yeah, for next seed for sure.
Okay, all right, that'll work. I know, because the native ones, they drop seeds, and then there's little ones coming all around them. As each flower falls off, and it's all rough.
Well, it depends on the native one too. There's a lot of them, like the Maximilian sunflower is a perennial, and they'll come up from the roots. But the one my favorite is the annual sunflower, and they come up just like, that's what I thought maybe you had. They came up now and they're blooming, but they'll be dropping their seed, but there's that new seed won't be germinating until next spring.
Okay, because I know like that I had the little native ones, the smaller ones. That's because the lady next door put them in her garden, and they've just migrated all over my front yard.
Oh gosh,
but,
yeah.
This is a whole different animal. This thing is huge.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Well, if you get my column in the Express News, you'll notice that I mention in there, if you got sunflowers and you want to maintain your lawn or garden, you better designate a area where you let them grow and then pull them up from the rest of it, because they'll cover everything.
Yeah, well, when the garden hose moves across the yard, it takes out a few every time, but
yeah,
but, it's just
well, the birds love them, and the caterpillars, and let's see, hummingbirds love them.
Hummingbirds, okay.
Oh yeah, the pollinators. It provides food for a whole host of pollinators, and then later on, all the seeds that it produces. There's a whole host of birds that really
you'd swear that they ate every seed that fell off there, but then 4,000 seeds come up the next spring. So
no, I believe that. That's correct. All right. Well, then that sunflower order, was that in Saturday's paper? Article?
I'm sorry?
No, was that the little
article?
column that you had about sunflowers, or was that in Good to Grow or on the long side?
The rows in the main article was about the tough modern roses, but this week in the garden there was a paragraph about the sunflowers. But I think some past columns that we wrote about the sunflowers too.
Okay. I'll look for it. Well, all right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick. All right, 210-308-8867. We have about maybe 5 or 6 minutes into our show.
Speaking of this week in the garden, like Kevin mentioned, we talked a little bit about the rosette, rosette, and the symptoms and what you can do about it. Also, some rain. We've had some rain. We're going to have some rain in the future. You know what that means? Apply that fertilizer. We have the lovely 1959, which is on for sale.
It is for sale. Yes.
For sale. See what I did there? Yeah, because I always make that mistake.
That's a wonderful fertilizer. 50% slow release, 50% fast release nitrogen. And you don't use it in containers, but you use it on your lawn, use it in your flower garden and vegetable garden. And trees you can use it for. It stores really well, too. Easy.
All right, real quick before we end the show, we have Robert on the line. Robert, how are we doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Thank you. What can we help you with?
Are you there, Robert?
Yes, so my question is about my lawn.
Go ahead.
Hey. Are you there, Robert?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
So my lawn, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
My lawn has this kind of stringy brown running vines that goes all through the grass, and I want to know what that's called and how to get rid of it.
What do the leaves look like? Are they sharp little? If it was my lawn,
really
I would say it's
There's not any thorns on it?
Not really. No, I don't really notice. I mean, maybe a little, but it's just this long thatch of very thin brown runners that you try to pull them up, and they're very tenacious. They want to hold on to the ground.
Boy, this sounds like what was my
What type of grass is it?
Well, it's just it's not even a grass. It's like a runner, like a vine that runs through the grass, and it's.
But the lawn is there.
The lawn is it Bermuda or St. Augustine?
I'm not fancy enough to be able to tell you.
How much shade is there?
How much shade?
Yeah.
Well, not much. Just the front yard, but I need to cut some of the tree to give the front yard sunlight to grow.
What do you remember? Can you help?
No, well, it's either like sensitive vine that runs through things. It's probably not that, or it's just Bermuda runner.
No,
it's not. It's woody, huh?
Okay,
no, it's
okay. Yeah, that kind of sounds like it.
I think it's that one that blooms, has the spectacular blooms that goes up the trees and.
Oh, you think it's catclaw?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In my lawn, which has the same conditions you're talking about, it's cat's claw. Look it up on the computer or whatever in a weed book. A cat's claw. It has beautiful. It'll climb. In addition to running across the lawn, it'll climb up buildings and it'll go up the trees, and it has beautiful blooms. But gosh, it just
this doesn't have blooms. I think it might be that Bermuda runner he was talking about.
Just Bermuda grass?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple other weeds who can do it. Most of them kill with extreme prejudice. Don't worry about it. How to do that? Okay. You can do it manually, depending on how much you have, or a broadleaf weed killer.
If I pull it up by hand. Is it going to grow back again, or do I need to get the root tail out?
No, it'll probably grow back, but you will certainly reduce its ability to do that by removing the photosynthetic end.
Right. Well, that makes sense. All right,
well, you
guys.
may have to do it a couple of
thanks so
times.
much for your time.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Alrighty, thank you. Thank you, Robert. All right, we got a minute left in our show. Just a reminder, next week, Saturday and Sunday, we will be giving away more tickets to the Festival of Flowers. Festival of Flowers is Saturday, May 30th from 9 to 5. There's a lot of great things going on there. $10 tickets for adults regularly. Children under 10 get in for free and free parking. But if you come over to Milberger's next weekend,
the sales continue.
Yes, the sales continue. As your chance to get some tickets here at Milberger's while we're doing the show.
Or meet me in a dark alley, and I have a few free ones.
Maybe not that, but but yes, just want to remind everyone, thank you again for listening to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We will see you next Saturday. Have a great week, and go Spurs go.